The Civil War came and the Civil War went. Money in the Bank put together Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa going up against their cousin and brother, respectively, the Usos, which, like I predicted, the Usos won that match. But it's not about me today. It's about the Civil War and why it was so perfect. It is your
Chef's
boy, the
kiss.
Beanie Boy, with Mr. WrestleDrop. And bro, let's get right into it. Let's talk about the
Let's break it
Bloodline
down.
Civil War. Let's break it down, bro.
I think we got to start with the big factor, the most important factor. Roman Reigns getting pinned for the first time since 2019.
Yes,
2019.
sir.
When last has
Yes,
that
sir.
happened?
It's mad. It's
That's
actually
mad.
crazy.
Because
It's actually crazy.
in WWE, the champion always gets pinned at some point. Tag team matches, whatever the case is, they get pinned.
Yep. Yep.
But for Roman, nothing since 2019. Since he came back.
That is crazy, bro. That is actually something that we should be speaking about just for a while
For
longer.
sure.
Because even I predicted, I mean, I predicted the Usos would win, yes, but I
Yeah.
predicted that Solo would take the pin. And I think
Yeah, you
anyone who
did.
thought Roman and Solo would lose thought that Solo would be taking the pin. But after that super kick and after that splash, I'm like, it can't be. Even when the ref hit
Yeah.
two, I'm like, it
It
can't
can't
be.
be. It can't be.
And he hit the three, and I'm like, what the hell did I just witness?
And the
Roman
thing is,
Reigns getting pinned.
Roman is the king of that 2.99.
He
Isn't
is the
2.99
king of the
because,
near fall, bro.
and you just think it's coming. It's coming. It's always coming.
Exactly.
It's gonna be there.
Exactly.
It's gonna happen, and it didn't happen.
It did
But
not happen for the first time since December of 2019, and it begs the question, is it over for Roman? Is it done? Obviously he still has the championships, which is
for sure,
great, still looks great, and still makes him one of the most dominant champions we've seen in the company. But that gravitas, that
he's
that
beatable.
alter ego, that power,
Yeah,
bro, his ego has been bruised
he's beatable
by
now.
getting that pin. He is human, as Michael Cole put it.
Exactly.
And what does this mean for our tribal chief, bro?
Look, you know what I think we're gonna get from Roman Reigns now, because we saw
Yeah.
him. We saw that clip afterwards on social media. Roman Reigns screaming with his hands on his face, literally screaming like he's going mental. I think we're gonna
Yep.
get 2020 Roman, a version of that. You know, where he was just going at it on Jay specifically,
Yeah.
going at it, hitting him, forcing Jimmy to get involved and throwing the towel and
Throw in
all
the
of that.
towel. Yeah.
I think we're gonna get that type of Roman at SummerSlam again against Jimmy. I think Jimmy's awoken a beast again.
Now, I don't know, bro.
That's
I
what I'm
hear you.
thinking.
I hear you. And your point is relevant. Your point is valid because everything is set up for that to happen.
Yeah.
But
It's also set up to
before
go the
we
other
go
way.
any further,
Yeah.
though,
Mm-hmm.
are the Usos, one of them, going to be the ones
To pin him for the title.
to pin him for the title? Because don't get me wrong, the story is there,
The
right?
story's there. I agree with you.
The story is there. It's set up in plain sight.
For sure.
But are we going to be looking at Jimmy or are we going to be looking at Jay and saying that guy is the one to fill the shoes of Roman Reigns?
No. I think
I don't think
this
so too.
I
I don't
think
think so
this
too.
was WWE's creative's way, Vince's way, Triple H's way, whoever's way of saying to the Usos, listen guys, you guys have been crazy good for the past 3-4 years. You guys have cemented yourself as a Hall of Fame tag team. You have created, without you guys, this storyline would be nowhere near as good as it is. The Usos are
Facts.
arguably more important than Roman, and that's ridiculous to
Facts.
say, seeing as it's about Roman, but they're
Facts.
just as important. And I think this is their way of saying to them, here's your moment, guys. Here is your moment. You pinning him. You are defeating Roman yourselves. You guys are overcoming Roman. Jay then gets
And
his match at SummerSlam. loses it subsequently. That's what I think is going to happen. But he had his moment. The Usos had their
Yeah,
moment.
yeah. I mean,
That's what I
I
think.
think it's very fair to say that that was the rub for them.
That was their rub.
That was the championship moment for them.
Yeah, correct.
And now that you mention it, I could just take my mind back to how emotional Jimmy Uso was
Exactly.
after
Sitting in
they
that
got the
corner.
3 count. He sat in the corner and he probably cried his eyes out.
That was their
Kayfabe,
moment.
realistic, whatever it was. But I think for them, like you're saying, that was the we've been so consistent with everything that we've been given. And we have made our statement, like you're saying, as the greatest tag team in pro wrestling, some would argue.
Yeah.
And so that's as good as it's going to get. And I don't want to say that in a way that's
I
going
don't
to
even
sound
think
like,
that. I think it's going
but
to
what?
continue and get better. I don't think in terms of kayfabe accomplishments, so by that I mean
Yeah,
beating Roman for the title, but this
yeah.
story is not over. You know what I'm?
You
It's
see,
not
now
over.
that's the problem I have.
It's going to go all the way till Mania. The person who
That
beats
is the
Roman
problem I have.
is still going to have an involvement with the Usos. So whether it's Cody, whether it's Sammy, whether it's KO, I don't know, mate. Whether it's all of them involved in Roman at the end of the day again, they're still going to be around. They have to be. They have to be. Because
That is the
their brother
problem I have.
Solo, because their brother Solo is still with Roman as it stands.
Yeah.
What is the problem, though, that you're having?
I need this to be over while it's still good. I feel like WWE has a tendency, and we haven't seen it in a while, which is
Mm-hmm.
great, which I'm very thankful for. But WWE has a tendency of dragging storylines
I agree with
until they
you.
become so bad that we forgot that they were good.
I agree with
So
you.
you're right. There's still one element left, and that is Solo Sokoa. We've established that none of them most probably will not become Universal Champion. That's fine. If we're going to wrap it up, it's going to be with Solo joining his brothers. Cool. But I don't see how they can keep up what they've been doing for 3 years until April next year at Mania.
I agree with you.
I I
But
cannot see that happening.
I agree
I
with you
don't
to a
know,
certain
bro.
extent. But they've proved us wrong over and over and over. Just
They
as we
did.
think. Just as we think this is getting boring. This is getting boring. Bam, they hit us with something.
Yeah.
This is getting boring. They need to change it. They need to end it. Cody needs to win. Sammy needs to win. Bam, they hit us with something. You know, there's always something. There's the Paul Heyman storyline that still needs to happen. That is one storyline. There is the Solo Sokoa story that needs to happen. Rikishi's been running his mouth on Twitter. That guy's trying to get a job. Something still needs to happen there.
Trying to get a jig.
He's trying to get a fat paycheck, bro. So, but the first two is more serious because remember, Jay was still saying, "I'm in if you out" to Paul. So there's still something there that's gonna happen. Still something. Um,
You know,
what if there's been rumors of? I know they're not Samoan, they Tongan, but God from Gorillas of Destiny from New Japan, their contract's
from
finishing up,
ROH. Yeah.
and their contract's finishing up like now. I don't know the full details, but their contract's finishing up. What if Roman replaces them with the God? Tamatonga, Tama Liao, what? Yeah,
Tangaloa.
Tangaloa, and there's another one.
Yeah.
Well, the other one's Hikaleo, but he's still under contract, I think. Regardless, what if they replace? Imagine we get God, so Hikaleo, Tamaloa, Tamatonga versus the Usos and Solo Sikoa.
Look,
You telling me that's not a way they can extend it till Mania if that was the case. I know I'm really fantasy booking here.
you are reaching. You
I'm
are
reaching very
very much
far,
reaching.
but
But
that
I
would be
hear what you're
insane.
saying. I hear what you're saying. That would be crazy. And
Yeah,
I mean, if it's booked properly, everyone would want to see that.
for
Even
sure.
people who don't know who the hell Tangaloa and Tamatonga and who the hell you're talking about
Hikaleo,
are, people will want to tune in if it's
for
booked
sure.
properly.
For sure.
But
Anything with the Usos
my
at this
thing
point.
is, yeah, exactly. But I'm reminded about something you said on the stream
Okay.
that um people watch the Bloodline storyline matches just for the end and what's going to happen afterwards. And I think with regards to Roman Reigns, let's remove the Usos, let's remove Paul Heyman from the equation. Let's say we're past SummerSlam, things have happened the way they happened. The Usos are venturing into another feud with the GOD, fantasy booking. Paul Heyman has found his way back to his soulmate, Brock Lesnar, fantasy booking.
So they
Roman
split up.
Reigns.
Essentially, they are no
Yeah,
longer. Everything
exactly,
is separate. Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
We're back to horrible nickname, but
2020,
the
early
lone wolf,
2020.
Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Yes.
Go for it.
He needs to be so far away from his cousins and Paul Heyman as possible by Mania. I'm
You
even hitting
really
my
think
chest.
that?
It's frustrating me. It's frustrating me so
You
much
really think
that
that?
we could see. It needs to happen
You know
because
what I think?
Roman, as let me
Go for
finish
it.
this.
Yes.
As good as Roman Reigns is,
Yeah.
right? Probably one of the best workers in the whole industry right now. That championship is held hostage by him.
For sure.
And that's a fact that nobody can dispute.
For sure.
So if we're going to keep ducking and diving him defending the title and finally losing it by having him hide behind storylines with
I see
the
what you're saying.
Usos and Paul Heyman, it's going to drive me insane.
I see what you're
I
saying.
swear it.
Appearing
So
on
if we get,
pay-per-views and not even defending the title.
bro,
I see what you're saying.
the World Heavyweight Championship of the company.
I see what you're
Like,
saying.
if we did not have Seth Rollins holding the World Heavyweight Championship, we'd be so done with this,
I see
to
what
be
you're saying.
honest.
I see what you're saying.
So I'm hoping that by Mania we have Roman, even if he's alone, I don't care at this point, defending his World Championship and hopefully losing it to someone worthy. That's what I have to say about that.
Here's what I have to say. I agree with you
Yeah.
to a certain extent. To a certain extent. But I feel the story all along since Sammy is you cannot defeat Roman whilst he has people around him. Sammy was saying he needs KO the whole time. Cody was needing KO and Sammy at a point. Cody needed them in the main events, didn't happen, he lost. Now, I feel that has to be a center point of him losing the title at Mania. Because let's face it, he's gonna lose the title at Mania. If he is gonna lose it, it's gonna be then. Let's be real. He's not gonna lose it at Rumble. He's not gonna lose it at
He
SummerSlam.
needs to lose it. Oh,
No,
fuck, he needs to lose
he's
that
not gonna
title.
lose it anywhere else. So
Yeah.
I feel him losing it has to be centered around the fact that there's all this dissent within the bloodline. Whoever it is, whether it's Cody, whether it's whoever, let's say Cody, has to be in cahoots in some fashion. Not even, maybe they're not even helping each other, but maybe they just realize they have the same common enemy. They're going to deal with their own
The enemy
issues.
of my enemy. Yeah.
Exactly. They're going to deal with their own issues, not together, but separately deal with the issues. And that then allows Cody to beat Roman. Because now it is Roman versus Cody. Not Cody versus the bloodline. And I just feel, yes, he has to be separated with them, but their involvement still has to be in the storyline for it to actually make sense with the grander storyline from last year, from all these years of the Usos saving Roman's ass.
Yeah.
That's what I
So
think.
what I'm getting from you is that even though Roman's reign of not being pinned for 3.5 years has ended, Roman Reigns is still him. Roman Reigns is still the guy that no one man can defeat on his own
Yes.
at
Yes.
this point.
Because at the end of the day,
Is that what
it
you're
was a
saying?
tag match at the end of the day. Two of
Yeah.
them had to super kick him over and over.
They
Not
did
one
make
man.
him look very strong in defeat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not one man. So that has to be a big point in the story, in my opinion. It's 1-on-1. And in
I
that
get that.
sense, Cody looks strong. If it's Cody beat Roman 1-on-1.
Yeah.
No interferences. Or if there's interferences, they counterbalance themselves. They take out each other. So that's what I feel.
Now, I want to ask you two questions before we wrap up. All right.
Yeah.
One of them will be addressed definitely closer to the time, closer to Mania, closer to Rumble, whatever the hell. But I need to know from you. Close your eyes. Imagine this. You have anybody in the world to sign for the WWE. Who are you signing to defeat Roman for the championship? Anybody in pro wrestling. Who
Oh,
is the guy who
like
could
the
take
guy.
down Roman? The guy, the one guy.
I
No
got
one
two
in a
names.
faction. They
I
can be in
got
a
I
faction.
got two names though.
Okay.
One is just a personal favorite of mine. Okay,
Sure.
Will Ospreay at this point,
Of course.
but it doesn't add up. So the name that I would pick if I had to come down to the two names is Jacob Fatu.
My brother.
It's Jacob Fatu.
My G.
It has to be.
My G. It
That would
has
be
to be.
the perfect guy to take
It
him down.
has to be. And my thing is, we obviously looking forward to like Royal Rumble, and
Yeah,
at this point in time, he's wrestling for MLW and he's a champion there, so it's not gonna happen
he's got
anytime
a
soon.
10-year contract with him or whatever it is.
Exactly. So we're really reaching here,
But that
but
would be
the point
so good.
is that is if you want to wrap something up, that would be how you wrap it up, and
Oh,
that would
yeah.
be statement. I think that would be better than The Rock returning and facing Roman under any
In
circumstance.
terms of creating a star, yes.
Yeah, give Fatu the rub.
Oh,
I think that would be so perfect. I think that would be amazing.
yeah, no.
Now,
Fatu's the guy. Fatu's the guy. What's your
yeah,
second
you
question?
see, we're getting lost now thinking about this. Let's bring it back to reality.
Yeah.
Let's focus back in. We said the title says it. We said it in the video. The Civil War story was perfect.
Yes.
Did we witness the best storyline in WWE history? That is my question.
I think we are witnessing the best storyline.
So
As
it's
it
not over.
stands. It's not over, like we said. It's not over. Solo's still involved. Paul Heyman's still involved. It's not over. But if you take this storyline goes, the thing is, okay, let me go on a little bit of a thing here. This storyline goes from Roman Reigns fresh out of the Shield, getting pushed to the moon, getting booed, getting booed, getting booed. Okay, going away, falling sick, coming back, getting a few cheers, but ultimately the cheers were sympathy cheers. If we're being deadly honest,
Of course.
that's not a nice thing to say, but it's people were
Yeah, it's
like,
true.
I don't want to boo this man now, which rightfully they
Yeah.
shouldn't at that point. Anyway, the boos start fading away and it just starts becoming neutral cheers, which mean nothing at the end of the day. He goes away again due to the pandemic because he doesn't want to get sick, being freshly out of his illness.
Yeah, health risk, sure.
He comes back. Okay. First thing he does, heel turn. Takes out Braun, Bray Wyatt, whoever it was at that point. Calls for acknowledgement of the crowd. That's the big thing. He wants the
Yeah.
acknowledgement of the crowd. And that hops back to not getting that acknowledgement in 2017, 2018, whatever the time frame. 2017 and 2018 specifically, I think. Not getting that acknowledgement there. So that's the first arc in Roman Reigns' character. Then he wants to be the tribal chief of his family, brings the guys in, slowly but surely, makes Jay his right hand man. Jimmy decides he's nobody's bitch, ends up being Roman's bitch. Then we end up to this point that we're at today, okay, where the bloodline failed. It's fallen apart. The story is it's a 10-year long story, actually.
It's crazy.
It's not just the 3 years. That's the point I'm trying to make. I know I went on a rant
Actually
and I was
very mad.
actually enjoying myself there, thinking about it. But it's not even a 3-year long story. It goes back 10 years. This arc that Roman has had. But if you
Yeah.
look at just these 3 years, I don't know what's better. I don't know what's better.
I'd agree with you. Usually I ask you these questions to put you in a corner and disagree with you. But I think more than anything, I feel very privileged that we're alive to witness
For
this
sure.
storyline
For sure.
because it's it's going to be difficult, dare I say, impossible to top this anytime
Yeah,
soon.
I agree.
Anytime soon. So in terms of perfection, yes, the Bloodline Civil War story was perfect, but I think the Bloodline Civil War story for me has to be the best storyline in WWE history.
I think to this point,
That's
that
for me.
is damn near close for sure. If
Hey
not the
man,
best. What would you put second? I know this video is going on a bit long. What would you put second? Just to find the bar.
what
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Let's find our standard.
What would I put second?
Do we say
You know what's
The
mad?
Vince Stone Cold stuff, I guess, eh?
It could be, and
But then they ruined that by
that's
turning
because
Stone
of
Cold heel.
influence. That's because of influence.
But they ruined
I
that by
think
turning him heel. So,
they did. They did. But there's just so many stories that were good,
but nothing
that
that
were good.
lasted 3 years. That kept
Very
coming back
few of
and reeling
those
us
that
in.
are good are great. Perfect,
I think at
to
the end of
use
the
the word.
day, by the time these two men retire, I know it's completely different because it's over a story here, then nothing, then a story, then nothing, then a story, then nothing. At the end of the day, call it in 5, 6, 7 years time when they hang up their boots, Sami Zayn and KO will be a close second. All of their little
Probably.
rivalries put together,
Probably because
that's a 20-year
that
long
spans
rivalry.
that spans more than a decade, more than
Exactly.
2 decades
At
actually.
that point,
So
it
I
might be
get
close
what,
to 20 years. So,
yeah, I get where you're
but
coming from.
Bloodline, it's tops. Nothing beats it. Nothing beats it. I think that's us. That's us for this video. Let us
Yeah,
know
we
what
could
you
go
guys
on
think.
for
We could
days,
go on for
but
this could be a 2 hour long podcast. Easy. Easy. Just talking about Roman Reigns and how he
hey
has
man,
transformed WWE in recent years
hey,
with the help of the Usos. Not alone. The Usos played a huge part in this. Massive.
shout out to everyone involved in that story, man.
Sammy, the
Legit,
Usos, Solo.
legit.
That's yeah. Anyways, guys, let us know down below what you guys think. Let us know, should Jay beat Roman Reigns? Guys, copying me here. Should Jay beat Roman Reigns at SummerSlam for the title? Should Jimmy beat Roman Reigns? Should Solo Sikoa be the one to take the title? We didn't discuss that, but I think we know what we'd say to that. Yeah. What do you think will happen with Paul Heyman at the end of the day? Is he gonna go back to his lover boy Brock, or is
Yeah,
that just gonna be the end of them together? Let us know, guys. Hit that like down below, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit all the buttons except the dislike button. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Peace.